Good morning, students. Today we will start a new chapter, that is chapter 10, gravitation. So as the title suggests, in this chapter we will learn about gravitational force. Now what is gravitational force? What is its nature? Gravitational force is a kind of centripetal force which attracts object towards center. I repeat, gravitational force is a kind of centripetal force which attracts object towards center. Now what is centripetal? Centri means center, petal means seeking. So it is a kind of center seeking force which when acts on an object attracts that object towards the center. This gravitational force is exerted by Earth on all objects on its surface. That is why all the objects on the surface of Earth are attracted towards Earth, are bound to the surface of Earth because of the gravitational force. You must have seen that when we throw an object vertically upwards, then after reaching to a certain height, it finally falls down. It means it finally attracts towards the earth because of the gravitational force exerted by earth on that object. It is said that once Isaac Newton was sitting under a tree. Then he saw an apple falling towards earth and finally fell down on earth on ground. Then he started to think upon it that why did this apple fall towards the earth? Why did it not move towards sky? Then after a long research he came to know that this is due to the gravitational force, that earth exerts a gravitational force on apple due to which apple fell down. So he gave an idea of gravitational force first time. So he was the first who gave an idea of gravitational force. He said that apple was attracted towards earth by the gravitational force of the earth on the apple. Means earth exerted a gravitational force on apple. That is why that apple fell towards earth. I already told you gravitational force is a kind of centripetal force, center seeking force. So when it acts on any object, it attracts that object towards itself, towards center. So when earth exerted gravitational force, a kind of centripetal force on apple, then it attracted apple towards itself, towards center. That is why apple fell towards it, attracted towards it. Now this gravitational force is applicable on all bodies in this universe. So in universe every object attracts other object with a gravitational force. The same gravitational force is exerted by earth on moon. That is why moon attracts towards earth and revolves around it in fixed orbit. Not only earth but also other planets exert this gravitational force on their natural satellites. That is why they attract towards their planet, revolve around them in fixed orbits. Same gravitational force is exerted by sun on its planets including earth. That is why all planets including earth attract towards sun and revolve around it in fixed orbits. So behind all these movements, behind all these attractions, there is gravitational force. And as I told you, it is a centripetal force, center seeking force, which when acts on a body attracts the body towards itself, towards center. So, if we consider Earth as a center and it is moon, then Earth exerts a gravitational force. Earth exerts a gravitational force on moon, due to which moon attracts towards Earth and revolves around Earth in fixed orbit. At every point it falls towards Earth. It means at every point in this orbit it attracts towards Earth, towards center. So gravitational force is a kind of center seeking or centripetal force, which when acts on an object attracts the object towards itself, towards center. Now, what would happen in the absence of this centripetal force, this gravitational force? Then this moon would not attract towards Earth, would not revolve around Earth in fixed orbit. Instead, it move off like a straight line called tangent to the circle. So, if Earth does not exert this gravitational force, centripetal force, then this moon will not attract towards Earth, towards center, and will not revolve around it. Instead, it will move off like a tangent to the circle. One more example. In this case, we will take a thread. Then we will wrap its one end over our finger and tie one stone on its free end. Then we will try to move it, rotate it, so that stone will revolve around our finger. You can see that this finger will apply a centripetal force on that stone. Centripetal force means center seeking force, by which that stone will attract towards center, means attract towards finger and revolve around it in a fixed orbit. As you stop rotating your finger, it will not exert any centripetal force on the stone. As a result, that stone will not attract towards center or finger, and it will not revolve around it. Instead, it will move off like a tangent to the circle. So, in this way, we can understand the effect caused due to the absence of centripetal force. So, how does absence of centripetal force affect movement of various bodies? It is said that in this universe, every object attracts other object with a gravitational force. So, if Earth attracts apple with a gravitational force, does apple attract Earth with the same gravitational force? Yes, of course. If Earth attracts apple with a gravitational force, then in turn apple also attracts Earth with the same gravitational force, because according to third law of motion, every action force has equal and opposite reaction force. Means if object A applies an action force on B, then in turn B also applies equal but opposite reaction force on A. So if Earth attracts apple with a gravitational force, then apple also attracts earth with the same but opposite gravitational force. Means both exert equal but opposite gravitational force on each other. If this is so, then why does apple fall towards earth? That earth does not move towards apple. Why does this happen? If they exert equal but opposite gravitational force on each other. This is because of second law of motion. Remember, when we derived second law of motion mathematically, we got this equation F is equal to ma. Here m is getting multiplied by a. So when we will transfer it from right to left side, it will divide F. So F upon m is equal to a. It means if force is same, then what is the relationship between a and m? A is inversely proportional to m. Means if mass increases, acceleration decreases, and if mass decreases, acceleration increases. So apple and earth both exert equal but opposite gravitational force in each other. Then why does only apple attract or fall towards earth, not earth towards apple? Why does this happen? Because as I told you, according to second law of motion, we have F is equal to ma. That can be written as F upon m is equal to a. If force is same, then acceleration is inversely proportional to mass. It means if mass increases, acceleration decreases. If mass decreases, acceleration increases. Now just think, who is having more mass, earth or apple? Obviously apple has less mass and earth has more mass. So earth has more mass, so it undergoes less acceleration. So it undergoes less rate of change of velocity, acceleration. So it does not move towards apple. And apple has less mass, so it has more acceleration. Means it undergoes more acceleration, more rate of change of velocity. So it falls or attracts or moves towards earth. This is happened in the case of sun and planets. Sun exerts a gravitational force on its planets. Planets also exert same but equal gravitational force on sun, as per third law of motion, which states that every action force has equal and opposite reaction force. Then why do only planets move around the sun, attract towards the sun, not the sun towards the planet? Reason is same. According to second law of motion, F is equal to ma, F upon m is equal to a. It means acceleration is inversely proportional to mass. Means if mass increases, acceleration decreases, mass decreases, acceleration increases. Out of sun and planets, sun has more mass, so it undergoes less acceleration. So it does not move towards planets. And planets comparatively have less mass, so they undergo more acceleration and move around the sun. Now, next one is universal law of gravitation. What does this law state? Universal law of gravitation states that every object in this universe attracts other object with a gravitational force which is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So, what does universal law of gravitation state? It states that every object in this universe attracts other object with a gravitational force which is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Now, I am going to derive it mathematically for better understanding. For example, there are two objects A and B having masses capital M, small m, and they are at a distance d. Now, according to universal law of gravitation, every object attracts other object with a gravitational force which is directly proportional, means which is directly dependent on the product of their masses. This is the product of their masses, and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. This is step first, this is step second. On combining both the steps, we get F is directly proportional to m into m and inversely proportional to d square. This is third step. Now, as I told you earlier in our previous class, that if we remove the sign of proportionality, then we have to put a sign of equal there. So, F, now we replace that proportionality sign with equal sign, and after replacing that proportionality sign with equal sign, we have to put a constant on right hand side quantities. That constant is capital G, which is getting multiplied by right hand side quantities. So, we have F is equal to G m into m upon d square. This is fourth step. So, when we derive universal law of gravitation mathematically, we get this equation, F is equal to G m into m upon d square. This is the equation or formula or expression for gravitational force, that is F is equal to G m into m upon d square, where F stands for gravitational force is equal to capital G stand for gravitational constant or universal gravitation constant. Capital M stands for mass of first object. Small m stands for mass of second object upon D stands for distance between the two objects, square. So this is the formula or expression or equation for gravitational force. F is equal to Gm into m upon d square. Transfer this d square from right hand side to left hand side. Here it is dividing Gm into m. When it will be transferred to left hand side, it will multiply with f. So we have f d square is equal to Gm into m. Now transfer m into m from right hand side to left hand side. Here it is multiplying with g. When it will be transferred from right to left side, it will divide fd square. So from this equation of gravitational force, we have derived an equation and expression for gravitational constant or universal gravitation constant, capital G, is equal to fd square upon m into m. Now SI unit of capital G means SI unit of gravitational constant can be derived from the same formula. Formula is fd square upon m into m. What is the SI unit of F means gravitational force? Newton into d square. What is the SI unit of distance? Meter square upon what is the SI unit of mass? Kilogram into again mass, kilogram into kilogram square. So what is the SI unit of gravitational constant? Newton meter square upon kg square, which can be written as Newton meter square upon kg square. Henry Cavendish was the first scientist who gave the value of gravitational constant denoted with capital G, and that value is 6.673 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square upon kg square. So this is the constant value of gravitational constant denoted with capital G, that is 6.673 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square upon kg square. What is the importance or significance of universal law of gravitation? There is a great importance or significance of universal law of gravitation, because after knowing about gravitational force through this law, we understood the reason behind various natural phenomena. We understood that why does this happen. So when we came to know about gravitational force, we understood that why does moon revolve around earth? Because of gravitational force. In the same way, why do all planets including earth revolve around the sun? Because of gravitational force. Why are high and low tides formed? Because of gravitational force of moon on spinning earth. Why do we all bind to the surface of earth? Because of gravitational force exerted by earth on all of us. So these all phenomena are due to gravitational force, which we came to know when universal law of gravitation was given. So this law gave us an idea of gravitational force, and this gravitational force made us to understand all these natural phenomena, because these are all due to gravitational force. This is all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.